The Top Fuel Final Four sets up like this. A rematch of the Traxxas Shootout Final. Tony Schumacher looking for his 10th U.S. Nationals win. We'll try to put Richie Crampton on the trailer again. Then on the other side, Steve Torrence races Khalid Albalooshi. Alan Gold out of the 14th position today. Doesn't matter as long as you get the stripe first on race day. Atop the tower, that's where we find Paul Page with a unique perspective.
Well, you know, you ask the question occasionally, why is a place named the way it is? So why is Indianapolis, Indiana, the capital of motor racing? Well, I'm going to tell you, Indianapolis Motor Speedway is about 3 miles over in that direction. And it, of course, now includes a road course. And then right here close by is the 5/8 mile oval that's part of this complex. But then there are the shops. Again, way over alongside of the speedway and north beyond it, that's where all the IndyCar shops are. And how about all the nitro shops in Nitro City? Well, that's just a little bit to the northwest of right here. You want to know why it's the capital of motor racing? Well, there it is.
Good stuff, Paul Page. Got me fired up for Steve Torrence, Khalid Albalooshi. Both Gary Scelzi and Mike Dunn are sitting up in their chairs. You can tell they've got their racer faces on. You ready for this, guys?
Absolutely. Semifinals. This is what it's all about, Dave.
John Kernan.
Steve Torrence making it to the semifinals again, and this is a brand new race car that did not see the track until Friday's first qualifying session. I asked Steve if he liked it. He said, so far, so good.
I'll say so far so good, but you know, the one thing when you talk about Steve Torrence having a very good race car, no question about it. But Khalid Albalooshi, as you mentioned, coming out of that number 14 qualifying position. But Tony Schumacher in his pre-race interviews was talking about the fact that anybody that qualified is the quickest field ever had a shot at winning. And the one thing that Khalid did have in qualifying, that car was consistent, and it is paying off today so far.
And the builder is Brad Hadman. He builds both these race cars.
Of course, the wild card for Alan Gold could be Jason McCullough's father, Ed the Ace. Every time he showed up at a race this year, Khalid has found the winner's circle. Steve Torrence, the runner-up from a year ago. Is he going to back-to-back finals in Indy?
Yep.
379-1. Alan Johnson is knocked out of the 2014 U.S. Nationals. Cannot figure out why. That car barely turned a wheel before going up in smoke.
You know, we've been seeing a lot of that today lately, and when you see Alan Johnson perplexed like that, there's something going on, because you know, it's easy to detune a race car to get it off of the start line. All I got to do is take some timing out of it. That'll even slow the clutch down, because the RPM doesn't go quite as high. But obviously, a lot of people think that the track's a little bit better than what it is, and that's why we're seeing a lot of guys not being able to get off the starting line.
Boy, it looked like all the clutch levers were in when he hit the gas. It just went nowhere in a hurry.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Steve Torrence was having no problems on the other side. What's significant about this? His 8th final round of his career, but the first one this season in 18 races. That guy's had a better car than that all year.
With Alan Johnson. And Alan, you looked a little bit perplexed at smoking the tires there. What do you think happened?
Well, it's hard to say. They didn't change anything. You know, they ran it just the same way as it was the run before. So, and the track was just as good. So, you know, it's hard to tell until we get back and look at the computer. But they shouldn't have done that. But you know, they're drag race cars, and they got nitro in them. Anything can happen.
Absolutely right, Gary.
And with Steve Torrence, John Kernan was just telling us about this new car and how much you like it at this point. What were you at all apprehensive when you came into the weekend with new pipe?
Like that new car is an understatement. I love that thing. It's going rounds at Indy. I was in the final here last year with Lee Beard. I went over there and talked to him. Now Richard Hogan's got me back in the final again. Good Lord is just looking after a couple of hillbillies, and we're having a damn blast.
Hillbillies never had it so good.